Coming to you live from Parkdale Mall. You guys are just seeing this. Make sure you like, subscribe. I don't say that. I gotta get used to that because normally I broadcast from other social media sites, but one of the things I want to focus on is sharing more from here. Let me see. There's just so much about this. Oh, you got retouch. It has all kind of stuff. Straight shorts. Okay, now, excuse me, guys, but I'm still trying to figure this out. Okay, so yeah, I can't believe we're those people. See my wife and I? We're those people. You know what I mean? Those people. Man, when I was growing up, I remember on Saturdays, I would ride my bike to the mall. Times are so much different today, right? That people can't do anything if they can't get a ride. I would get on my bike, come to the mall on a Saturday, and that's what be where we hang up. Of course, it's after the cartoons. You had to watch the cartoons when you were younger. So, okay. So you had to watch cartoons while you were younger. Hey, what's going on? Miss Davis. Look, we're really those people. so so I used to ride my bike to the mall, watch cartoons first on a Saturday morning, then ride my bike to the mall. And then I would see these people, they were older and they weren't shopping. And I don't know why I would be critical of that because I wasn't shopping. I went to the mall to hang out with friends and they were the walkers. See, Walking Dead, that's not a nice thing to say because I'm a walker now, but that's what they call the zombies in Walking Dead, the walkers. And so I would see the walkers in the mall just walking. Some of them had a stick, a cane, and they would walk and they would walk. And I mean, I would literally hang out on the corner, the mall corner, like in the store or by a store or by the tilt, which was the game room out here. But I would watch them go circle to circle circle. And I would think to myself, something's wrong with those people. I mean, they're just walking around in circles. Then I got older. And as you get older, of course, things change. Your body changes. Things that used to move one way don't move quite that way, and you notice that you're growing, not vertically anymore, but you're growing horizontally, like in the midsection. So as I notice those things, I'm like, hey, I got to do something about it because if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to grow more horizontally. And pretty soon, you guys won't be able to see me on the screen. I would have to do a sideways video instead of going right here. So I said, well, let's go walking. And guess what the first place we thought about? The mall. So, yes, I can't believe we are those people now. And now, when I look at younger people in the mall who are just sitting down, chilling, I think about what they must be thinking of. Like, those people are crazy. Yes, we are those crazy people. But all serious talk, man, it's amazing how generations can think differently depending on where you are in life. And what people view as foolish at one stage of life is actually wisdom at another stage. Like, I thought it was crazy for people to spend their time walking around circles. But now I understand as I get older and become a better steward of my body, it is actually not foolishness at all. It's actually wisdom. So it's taught me a lot of lessons. It's taught me to value the things that people say. And also, a big lesson that I learned is just because I don't understand it does not make it wrong. That's a big lesson. Guys, my channel is all about really trying to add value to you. I'm all about trying to get you from where you are to where you want to go. And all the time it's not about money. Sometimes it's just about your mental. Sometimes it's just about the way you deal with things. And what I find out, the real battle is not our finances. The battle is what happened in between these years when it comes down to us in our mind. So as I learned to going through that transformation in my life, seeing from laughing at walkers to being a mall walker myself, I've learned that I need to respect just because I don't understand something does not make it wise and does not make it false. And I think in my youth, I passed up a lot of opportunities because I didn't understand them. You know, when someone said something, if I didn't really get where they were coming from, I never really took put any energy to try to understand where they were coming from. And now looking back, there's so many lessons now that I know that are true that were taught years ago to me, like years ago. I just didn't, you know, it's just like Brianna Witt says in her book, The Mountain Is You. Hey, what's going on, Logan? It's like Brianna Witt says in the book, The Mountain Is You, is that what we're looking for, we're not looking for happiness, we're looking for familiarity. And then sometimes people can be skeptical of things because anything that's unfamiliar with people, like if something unfamiliar with you, you normally don't embrace it. You normally reject it because it's unfamiliar. And this is what she says in the book, guys. You got to read that book if you get a chance. The Mountain Is You. She says in that book, even if it's something good, hey Logan, I said hello. I told you back hello. Look, uh, let me see. Said hi. Okay. I want to make sure I address you. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for joining. Um, Even if something good is presented to you, like for real, people will reject it if they're not familiar with it. I mean, think about the things in your life that you looked at that you didn't know about, and you just kind of bypassed them. You didn't even give them a second thought. But then later on, when they came back, when you got a little more information on those things, think about how it changed your life. So that taught me also is that I shouldn't judge things up front. If I don't understand them, then get to know them. That's the deal about it. That's the lesson in this. If you don't understand something, take the time to do some research and get to know it because you never know where it could lead to. Your understanding doesn't validate life, man. And there's just so much out there that I don't know about. So much. And we live in this judgmental community that just because something's foreign to us, we view it as an enemy. And it's not. It could actually be what's sent by God to help you out, but it's foreign. You know, it kind of reminds me of when, we have the old analogy that God often gives us our answers wrapped in packages we don't like. Because when we're really seeking Him, we need to learn how to look for the answers. Sometimes they're not, they're right in our face, but they're in a package we don't like, and that's how my mom and dad used to do for Christmas. Whenever we would give gifts, they would wrap things in things that appeared a certain way, but when we actually looked at them, we actually opened them up. It was what's on the inside that mattered. So that taught me a lesson through my parents. So I definitely appreciate them for doing that. But anyway, guys, I made a commitment to go live, each day and just kind of share some lessons that I've learned, some philosophies I've learned. Everything's not going to be business, but everything you can apply to your business. For those of you that don't know, please like, subscribe this channel. My hook is the work from home dad. What I've been doing over the last 22 years is really showing people how to successfully build a business from home without interfering with their current job or business that they're doing. In our organization, just so you know, the organization we're a part of, we've helped generate over $600 million for our partners over the last 22 years, definitely documented everything else. So stay tuned for more information. I know tonight at 7 o'clock, I'm definitely going live to share some of the projects that we're working on. Good information to know. I'm glad I did 22 years ago because life would definitely be a lot different. I wouldn't be a mall walker today with this beautiful woman. And that business is not just giving me a good lifestyle, it's giving me a good wife. That's another story on how I'm gonna share that. Oh, because it's because of the business, actually. I can't open that door without doing some explanation on that. So she is not with me because, well, she is with me because of the business. But let me explain that because I want to clarify that so they won't be taken out of context. So if you build a clip off of this, make sure you include this in the clip. My wife, she saw me online. She saw the consistency of me growing and me teaching and me helping. And she's an entrepreneur. And because good coaching is hard to find, she reached out because she had a plan to build an empire for her kids and her grandkids. So yes, it's because of entrepreneurship, because of what I did or what I'm doing today, because this was started just 22 years ago, that I was introduced to my life partner. So entrepreneurship can pay you in more ways than money. And that's my greatest um, asset in being an entrepreneur. It's not the money, it's what the money can do. The fact that we can get up in the morning and be those people, to take them all walks, to be able to have lunch dates, to be able to have dinner dates, to, yeah, we watch TV shows. We got certain shows we watch, but to spend that time together, talking about the plots and enjoying each other's company, to be able to do things like that. And look, there she go. So that's the result. That's why you do what we do. It's not the money, it's what the money can do. And life is meant to be lived. I heard in the scripture it says, I've come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Of course, abundant life is beyond this physical plane, but I do believe abundant life also means that everyone has purpose. And when you really truly find your purpose, it's amazing how life can be full of joy. The deal about purpose is this: most people live their whole lives because they're so busy trying to pay bills at work, in their careers, that they really don't have to focus on, have the time or the mental bandwidth to focus on themselves. And that can be a problem. That's sad that you can't focus on yourself. Um, and that's part of our mission. Part of our mission on why we do what we do is we want to make sure whoever's watching this, guys, if you're watching on replay or even live right now, you have a purpose. Like, you were created with gifts, you were created with abilities, you were created to be able to do things that most people can't do. And you know that. There's some that think about what people say about you that you're good at. And I don't care what it looks like. If it's playing marbles, that's a skill. Doesn't matter if it's cooking pancakes, if it's singing, if it's putting together a Rubik's cube. My point is that there's something unique about you, that you're gifted. And if we spend our time auditing our lives and auditing our skills, you'll find out that you were created with a gift. The, the challenge is we don't have time to develop that gift because all gifts are raw and they need to be developed. And we spend so much time working just to survive that we don't have the time to develop the gifts and to be able to walk fully in a way that we were intended to walk. So that's our goal. Our goal is to put you in a position not to take up your time, but to free your time, to give you the bandwidth to walk into the places that you deserve to walk, to do the things that you enjoy to do. So when you wake up in the morning, it's not work. It's never work. If you're walking within your passion, it's not work, it's fun. So that's what we want to do. But anyway, I had to make sure that I share that before we got off. So, guys, go ahead and make sure you have a blessed day. Become one of these people, these mile walkers. Become that. Get your health right. Get yourself right so you can make sure that you're walking and you know um, taking care of yourself, because wealth is no good without health. Your health truly is your first wealth. So with that, take care. Until next time, to 7 o'clock tonight. For those of you that join us on the live, looking forward to sharing you some more information about our next project. Take care, guys.